Good evening. Welcome to Immerse. You guys hearing us out there? Say something. Hi, Sean, Bob, Brittany. Oh, Bethany, Bethany Taylor. I think that's your woman tonight. You guys hearing us? I hope you're hearing us. It's Brittany Simmons. Laurie, if you want to watch this on your TV, you can go to YouTube. Riverbend's page on YouTube is also doing this live. Hey, Frank. Tonight, we're going to try something different. Some of you are familiar with Immerse, and some of you aren't. But typically, we use music here as a way to connect to our Creator. It's a way to it gets through some of our filters, right, and our boundaries and our logic, so that we can enter into mystery of whatever it means to have a relationship with our Creator, with God. It's hey Dave, I need to call you back. I'm sorry, dude. So tonight, I want to try something a little different. Still using music in that vein. About 8 months ago, I started something here at Riverbend called Deeper Journey. And there is a process inside this class called Internal Family Systems. And basically, what the practice is being able to see ourselves in kind of a deeper way, which allows us to let in our Creator, or God, into these places that maybe we never have before. The dream of this Immerse is basically to provide a platform for you to have a real experience with God. And so we're going to be trying some different things. And my encouragement to you, which has always been with Immerse, is for you to risk. To get out of your comfort zone, out of what you know to be true or not true, out of what you know to be real or not real, and allow for you to be surprised. Allow for the possibility of more. The possibility of deeper, the possibility of change. Tonight, everybody's going to experience this differently, and that's okay. Some people may not feel anything, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't need to be a Christian to do this. You don't need to know the Bible to do this. You don't need to be a good person to do this. You don't need to be a healthy person to do this. At least the way that you see yourself. So I want to encourage, no matter who you are, if you're watching, no matter where you're at in your spiritual walk, the only thing that you need to be able to do tonight is to be open. So Lord, we invite you to open us up, to get us past our kind of enculturated filters and ideals, that we could see ourselves in a deeper way, and in turn see you in a deeper way. So if you can find a place tonight and get into a position of meditation or of experience or of receiving, that will help you through tonight. Come when I'm home. Will you come when I am angry? Will you come when I am hiding? Everyone, my rising sun. You come when I'm lonely. You come when I can't feel. You come if I am empty. Fill me up, my rising sun, my rising sun. Come when I'm lonely. You come when I'm angry. You come when I'm free. Fill me, my rising sun. Will you come if I don't? Will you come if I can feel you? Will you come if I am
of this process will be organizing the way that we look at the things that we do. It's our belief that we all have a soul, that we all have this connection with our Creator, this spiritual being part of us, this core of us. And yet, so many times we do things that surprise us or upset us. We do things that confuse us, that we don't want to do. It could be an addiction. That's one of my big ones, addictions. It could be getting angry, losing your temper. It could be having an extreme anxiety. A switch that you feel like you can't turn off. And a time like this, with a feeling of an imminent threat, something you can't touch or feel or fix, a lot of these things will come out in us. So as we sing, I want you to think about, over this past few weeks, what is that thing that you have been wrestling with? That you've been dealing with, you're like, man, why can I get out of it? It could be depression. It could be lethargy. It could be fighting people that you're stuck with. Why don't you dig deep? Why don't you think about that thing? Let it come to the surface. It may help if you close your eyes and just think back and let the memories come the last 2 or 3 weeks of your life. You are you and I am lonely. You are you and I am angry. You are you. Here and I don't know So the thing that comes to mind for me, if you're just now coming on, we're asking each one of us tonight to think about what is that thing over the last few weeks that we're wrestling with. Why am I doing that? Why does it happen? Something you don't want. I think my thing is I've lost my temper on my kids over the last few weeks. Where I've actually made my daughter, both of them, cry. Not because they did something wrong, but because something just took over me. As if I had no control over how I was speaking, or I felt so terrible about it. I think that's the thing for me. About any of you guys got something?
I think for me, it's like rhythm of life, right? So out of whack right now. And even though we've been at it for, like almost 6 weeks now, every day feels abnormal. And so losing temper with the kids, with the wife, with myself, with my dishwasher, man, like you name it, just everything feels so... What is it in music, right, when we're tuning an instrument? Like you listen for the beat frequency. When like the two pitches are so close to each other but just not quite there, and they vibrate, and that, like all of life right now feels that way to me. Just shaking. It's a rhythm.
Yeah. Not anyone else. Is there that one thing you're doing that you're like, why am I doing that? Why can't I just not do that?
I'm thinking about my sister. It's been probably 3 or 4 years of an estranged relationship that I've been holding on to that reality for 3 or 4 years. And I think this time is bringing meaning to and has brought a real reality check to the way we're living life. And I've known that I'm going to try and both forgive and ask for forgiveness with her. And I guess you just asked what I was thinking about. That's what
What is it that you're doing with her that you don't want to do anymore? Avoiding her, not talking to her?
Yeah, we're both just kind of living separate lives and not trying. And there's some old hurt there for sure. There's
An intention of disconnection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's become a pattern. It's just a default now, you know? It's like, it's like I guess it's like what you do sometimes, and things have to come back to, I guess what really is real is she's my sister, so. Anyway.
You're pretty deep for a cello player. No, I think deep and cello playing probably go together.
They go hand in hand,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a deep intro.
That's why we do it, man.
So for you guys I know there's a tendency to kind of look at this as a show, and that's okay if that's what you just want to enjoy it, make dinner, put the kids to bed, that kind of thing. That's totally fine. But I want to encourage you to think about what that thing is that you can't do, that you can't stop doing. And that's kind of these last 3 weeks, this last month has brought out in you. And you're like, why am I doing this? So through this deeper spiritual journey process I've been on over this last year, I've come to find that much like we talk about that we are a body, you know, the Christian terminology is a body of Christ, and a company, you know, a company is the same thing. You got different departments. A family is the same thing. You got all these different dynamics. So this idea is that our mind is full of all of these family members. And our soul is designed to lead them, but it doesn't always. So with this thing in mind that you're thinking about, I want you to close your eyes while we sing this next song. And I want you to think about what part of me is doing this. What part of me is getting angry. For Tony, it's what part of me is avoiding my sister. Because you probably recognize it's not all of you. I'm not angry all the time. There's a part of me that's angry. And so to give you an example, one of the easiest parts of us to recognize is our critic. It's the part when I sit here playing, go like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm not very good at this. Oh, I just missed a note. Oh, I just should have practiced more. And so this part of you, it's actually a really good part because all these parts are helping us avoid pain. Sometimes they overreact, they take over. So a critic is a part that's easy to recognize. There's other parts I have, like my addiction, it's kind of, I've got this feel-good part that always wants to feel good. It's what makes me love leading worship. What makes me love connecting with God. So you've got all these different parts, and I want to encourage you, now that you know what that thing is, with no judgment, only just curiosity. Close your eyes as we sing this next song and think about what part of you is responsible for this. What is this part designed for? What does it do? Does it manage your relationships? Does it keep you strong? Because it's a good part. So just be curious and ask God for the clarity and freedom to find out what that is. Worthy of every song I could ever sing, worthy of all the shit I could ever bring you, worthy of every breath I will ever breathe. I want to live for you. You have the name above every other name. You are the only one who would ever save me. Worthy of every breath I could ever breathe. I want to live for you. There is none beside you. So open up my eyes and wander. worthy of every song I could ever sing, worthy of all the shit I will ever bring you, worthy of every breath I could ever breathe. I want to live for you. You have the name above every other name. You are the only one who would ever save me. Worthy of every breath I could ever breathe. I want to live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. So open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. So we're looking at that thing that we can't, the thing that we've been doing over this last few weeks. That we can't stop, or the difficulty controlling feels like it takes over us, or it's a subconscious routine. We're asking God, what part of us is that? We're going to be curious with that part, unjudgmental. That part is a good part. It's protecting you from pain. It's helping you live the best life that it feels like it knows how to help you with. So just be curious. What's the role of this part in your life? Just like a family, just like a company, just like a body. What is it doing for you? I hope to close your eyes and take a deep breath. As we sing, just ask it to tell you who it is. And I know this is really bizarre for some of you. Really bizarre for me when I first started doing it. I want to ask, just be open. I will build my life upon you. It is a firm foundation. And I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. And I will build have your way. Jesus, have your way in me now. So the part that I'm seeing that's responsible, part of me that's responsible for losing my temper against my girls, is a part that manages my risk of failure. He's kind of like a firefighter. As soon as there's a fire, he jumps in and takes over. So just by being curious, he's an important part in my life. He amps me up when I need to step up to the plate. There's that moment I need to bring everything I got. It's a God-given part to me. What I hear it saying is that it feels like I have trouble managing the stress and situation with my girls sometimes when it becomes overwhelming. So he wants to take over and use anger and fear as a way to teach them so that I don't have to be in danger of being a bad dad. He wants to protect me from that pain of feeling like a failing father. that's the best way he knows right now how to do that. So, anybody else with you guys? Is there if you hadn't spoken yet, maybe the thing that you can't do and the part of you that's the thing that you can't not do and the part of you that's kind of managing that or controlling that? No. I'm being ultra confusing right now.
I don't think so.
Okay. Tony, what about you, man? Yours kind of sounds like a part that manages relationships or something. Are you getting anything around any of that?
I'm generally a peacemaker, 100%. And that's a role that I jump in pretty easily. I actually think it's a good role to have.
Yeah, and so whatever, and that's part of you, right? So you're not necessarily making peace with your sister by avoiding her.
No.
But that's not all of you. You're not like that. I've seen you jump into conflict before.
Sure.
You know, in a peaceful way.
Ask you about it later, I guess.
But what part of you that avoids pushing into that relationship, what is it responsible for in your life? Did it participate in some of your past relationships by protecting you? Is it protecting you from pain? Or
Certainly. It's risk. There's a lot of story. There's a lot in any estranged, probably family relationship. There's plenty of stories to tell and to say who did what to when and how that affected things. And there's a lot of scores that are still kept, I guess. But I don't think that's a way to keep going.
well, without judging this action that
Okay.
you're doing, just curious of what else it does.
It's mostly inertia, and I think what it helps me to do is kind of keep my relationship with my parents mine. It keeps division there, and that I think it's more of a taking thing. It takes more, and I hide it away, and it's mine. And I guess, it's hard to talk about it without judging it, if that's what you're gonna.
Yeah, it's very hard to talk, and that's something you guys, as you're figuring out what this part is, it's doing that. It's really important to love on it. It's part of you. Show it a lot of grace. Don't be angry at it. You don't need to fix it or make it, force it into anything. Just be curious. What about you, Ty?
So, if I talked before about rhythm, right? I think whatever that part of me is, I think the easy way to label it is it's a control freak, right? It's whatever that thing is inside of me that needs to be in control. Which is a lifelong battle if you're a perfectionist, which I have been my whole life. So, but normally, at least I can exercise that like autonomy of control over my work or my own art, or it's weird. I just feel like normally I have more control over the thing that wants control. And I don't know. It's hard to describe, man.
Yeah, but it's a part of you that wants, it feels like if it can control something, it can kind of limit bad outcomes. It can
Entirely.
save you from, protect you from being hurt, protect you from feeling like a failure, or being sad, or
Being misunderstood.
Yeah. It's probably a part of you that makes you a great communicator.
Yeah, maybe.
You know. So with this example, I hope some of you are participating in this. I just need to scroll down. I would love it if any of you guys could share, for those of you that are doing this kind of, as I would call, part work. What is it, that thing that you're doing that you can't give up or can't stop doing, kind of takes over? What is the part of you that's doing that? And what's it responsible for? And I'd love it if you could add that into our comments here. I know it's a vulnerable thing to say.
So they say that old habits die hard, and in a lot of cases they really do. And I'm praying for strength to find new ways to evolve beyond old habits and not fall back into them. Giving my lady more of my time instead of me time, or giving to the relationship I have with her and fulfilling the things that she needs before my needs. And it's almost like you go back to being by yourself in that mind frame, in that bachelor life, if you will. And those are things that I want to evolve beyond and be natural about and not forgetful about, is letting those old habits actually die.
So I think that that's a part of you that is talking right now.
Yeah.
That part is like going, I need to step this up.
Mm-hmm.
I need to become this man
Yeah.
that can deserve this woman and
Absolutely.
sustain a healthy relationship and all that. So that's a part of you that is God-given to protect your relationships.
Yeah.
You know, and it can get out of whack because it can be an overachiever, it can be an underachiever, it can be scared, but it's constantly protecting you from. It wants to protect you from pain. It wants
Yeah.
to protect you from losing
Right.
the woman that you love. You know, and it's interesting that you're saying that's coming out because there may be not a specific thing you're saying, but there's a specific part that's saying, "Hey,
It's a
I want to
generalization.
grow.
Yeah.
I want to mature or heal."
Evolve.
Yeah, and so that's something that Tabor just brought up. I think you may be feeling a part of you that is desiring to be heard by you. So as we sing this next song, I want you to let that part talk to you. Just let it talk to you.
Sing it to yourself.
Yeah.
For our spoken word, you are singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, and still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. Yes, you are. I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Reckless love of God. Have your way. Have your way. The stars in the skies, they scream your name. The waves in the ocean, they do the same. We want to see your kingdom come. We want to see your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You see every see every part of me. All the light ones, all the dark ones, all the really misinformed ones. You see the worst of me. There's no shadow you won't light, mountain you won't climb, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, a lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow, there's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, no lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Reckless love of God.
Guys, so we're kind of coming to a close. The last part of this exercise. Hopefully you've established what it is, that thing that you're just thinking about that you're doing, and what part of you is responsible for doing that. Or maybe you're like Tabor, where there's a part of you that's welling up inside. Says, I want to be better. I want to grow. I want to know more about how to do what I do. So as we sing this last song, I want you to ask God. Well, I want you to ask this part of you first. It's willing to have God and you and this part of you be in the same space together. And I know for some of you this is totally bizarre. Again, this is a good place to stretch, to risk. It's just a formatting that we're doing. So if you've been curious and you've been talking to this part of you, I want you to ask it. Will you trust me? Trust your soul, your core to lead it by bringing God into the space with you and this part of you. I'll have to admit, I've had a part of me that said no. And that may happen. That's okay. I might be scared or be afraid it's not going to work as well for you, or it's not going to protect you as well. So don't judge it. Don't be mad at it. Just ask it if it's willing, and it may help to visualize what this part is. And for me, I will visualize it. Give it a name. It looks a certain way. It may look like you at a different time in your life. It may look like someone else, but visualize it and just ask it, will you trust me to bring our Creator, our Maker, into this space? If it says no, it says it's okay. I'll keep getting to know you, and just spend the next time just still being curious and asking God to build trust inside of you with this part of you. If it says yes, then let's ask God to enter that space with you and that part and ask Him to speak to you, speak to this part of you tonight. What does He want to say? What does He want to breathe into this area in your life? Live for the moment when I'm still in your presence. All the noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. My attention will linger and listen. Can't miss a thing. Lord, I know something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are, and there is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up into the room, desperate for a touch of heaven. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're the fire in the morning, you're the cool in the breath in my soul, feel the life in my bones. There is no hesitation in your love and affection. It's the sweetest of all. Lord, I know my heart wants more. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within Jesus, have your way in me now. We ask for you to come and be inside of us. Just me, this part of me and you. Open up, open up, open up my heart to you. Open up my heart to you. Open up my heart to you now. Do what only you can do. Jesus, have your way with me now. Open up my heart to you. Open up my heart to you now. What my desire is to know you deeper. It's good to hang out with you guys. It's awesome, Dave. Inner critic, yeah. Mine is strong too. This is work you can do anytime and anywhere you are. It's a way to connect with God that is unique. It's unique for me. And it doesn't mean that the stuff goes away, but it means that we begin to understand it. We begin to bring our Creator into the place. And the shame is gone. The guilt, the judgment against those parts of us can dissipate. And our core and our soul that's connected to God can lead these parts of us to making the choices we know we want to make, building the relationships we want to build, going deeper. So Lord, that's our prayer for each one on this stream tonight, and each band member here, as a family, regardless of where we're at in life and what we believe. Open up our hearts and open up our parts of us to you so that we can know you deeper. We can know ourselves deeper. We can experience this life life deeper. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. Maybe we'll see you Sunday, 10 a.m. Or maybe you'll see Aaron on Tuesday at 7:30 with Everything Matters. Carlton on Wednesday, is that right? And Dave and Diane on Thursday, 7:30. And again, we'll be doing Immerse again on Friday. There's some additional unique experiences for you, so we look forward to hang out with you guys. Don't need my perfection. It's me that you want. You call me your child, no matter my fate. And you send your mercy to cover me, cover me, cover me. Cover me, cover me from storms.
Good stuff.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, that was fun. See you guys later.